It's really cold here in Itawamba County. We've had some really rough temperatures and rough weather the past week, and there's more cold temperatures on the way. Monday we had professional development, and it really helped because the cold weather came in. But Tuesday we had a 2-hour delay. We're hoping to avoid any other delays or closings, but we're not sure as to whether that's going to happen or not. The cold temperatures are on the way. Snow is possible, but we will keep you updated as to any school closings or delays. This is your local weather forecast from Friday, February 20th to Friday, February 27th. Tune in each week for your local weather forecast, and be sure to tune in to your other weather outlets for any school delays or closings.
Welcome to Game Time, everybody. I'm your host, Seth Bazot, and today we'll be talking about survival horror games. Now, I know that sounds awfully familiar. Well, it's because it is. We've already had a survival horror episode, but those were old games. Those were games throughout time. These games, on the other hand, are coming out in 2015, or have already come out because, we're in February already. But these are coming out in 2015, which means new stories, better graphics, and just new mechanics to scare you with. So let's get started. With number 5, Dead Island 2. The first game in this series was a huge hit. That was Dead Island. In fact, it was one of the most popular horror titles on last-gen consoles. The sequel is much bigger than the original in terms of world size or playable area. It is now set in California. It'll have a larger co-op capabilities, and with engrossing combat being more streamlined as well, Dead Island 2 looks like it'll be an excellent follow-up. It'll be released in the second quarter of 2015, so early to midsummer for that one. Alright then, let's go ahead and move on to number 4. Number 4 is Until Dawn. In most survival horror games, you get this big game over screen whenever you die, but that's not the case in this game. Until Dawn, the story will branch off from every decision you make, which in turn makes this game not only fun to play alone, but as a group, so you can watch as everyone around you screams whenever you mess up during each and every crucial decision. Until Dawn will be released during the summer of 2015. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is Resident Evil HD. The original Resident Evil pioneered the survival horror genre in 2002. Why not bring back a classic, remastered in HD, better graphics, jump out at you, like most Resident Evil games do. Talking about this one, it has already been released this year, so you can run out and get it right now, just to get scared. January 20th for that one. And then another Resident Evil comes out at number 2, Resident Evil Revelations. I know it's repetitive, but don't worry, these are new games, so it doesn't matter. Resident Evil Revelations 2 is the next game, while Resident Evil HD is going to please the old school fans, because, it's Resident Evil, the first one, remastered. Resident Evil Revelations 2 will provide a happy medium between new and old fanatics. Over-the-shoulder camera view, made famous by Resident Evil 4, is back again, and it retains the creepy horror vibe from the earlier games. This will be a great addition to the Resident Evil franchise. The first episode, this game will be episodic, will be released February 17th. Woo! Number 1, finally, here we are. Dying Light, made by the same company that made Dead Island. And with this game, Dying Light, we will start out with a first-person view, which is absolutely terrifying in survival horror games. Over the shoulder, you can see things coming from behind you. It's okay, but first person really immerses you in the horror. But you will have more mobility in this game than you did in, say, Dead Island. And there will also be a day-night cycle. Yeah, not just daytime or nighttime, so it's always dark and gloomy. No, you'll get through the darkness and the spawning enemies, because they will spawn more often in the dark. They'll be more mobile and more dangerous. They'll be stronger. But then the sun comes up and it's all just happy, and, you know, everything's good. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, and before I forget, there is a 4-person co-op in this game, so you can have a great time with a group of friends. This game will be launched January 27th. Alright guys, that's all I have for you this week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and remember, game on.
What are you doing here, Private Esparza? Getting strong, Drill Sergeant! How are you here, Private Cochran? To be a soldier, Drill Sergeant! What are you doing here? Training to be a graphic artist, Drill Sergeant! You joined the world's greatest army to become a graphic artist? Outstanding! Now that's a man with a plan!
With unmatched training and over 150 careers that give you options beyond the battlefield, there are over 150 ways to become Army Strong. Find yours at goarmy.com/defy.
Everyone at Itawamba School News would like to thank you for tuning in. Please send us your upcoming announcements. Teachers, please send us your news or upcoming events to schoolnews@itawamba.k12.ms.us. You can also fax us at 662-862-3138. Thank you in advance for your support.